Radio Grand Lac vous accompagne sur le 92.1 FM.
Your English Weekly. Your English Weekly. La chronique 100% en anglais de Radio Grand Lac avec Sinead.
Hello, and welcome back to Your English Weekly. Bonjour à tous ceux qui écoutent Radio Grand Lac 92.1 FM et bienvenue à l'émission Your English Weekly. Your English Weekly, c'est une petite animation qu'on fait toutes les semaines pour stimuler la langue anglaise et l'expression anglaise. Cette émission est aujourd'hui sponsorisée par Your English Workshop, qui est un centre de formation pour l'apprentissage de l'anglais. Bien sûr, certifié Calliope. Restez à l'écoute pour les prochaines 15 minutes. Et aujourd'hui, on a Tim avec nous, avec notre petite escapade en France. Tim propose toutes les semaines Coffee and Conversation at Your English Workshop, tous les vendredis matins de 8h30 à 9h30. Hi, and welcome back to Your English Weekly. I'm Sinead, and I'm here with Tim to give you a short conversation in English. Our conversation this week is A2. Donc, c'est un niveau A2 aujourd'hui, qui veut dire doucement, pour débutants, elementary. Hi, Tim.
Hi, Sinead. How are you?
Very well, thank you. And you?
I'm good, thank you.
Great. So what are we going to talk about today, Tim?
We're going to talk about a little excursion to Beaujeu in the Beaujolais region.
Okay, good. In the Beaujolais region. And do we have an expression of the week first, Tim?
Sure. Today I thought cheap as chips is a good one.
So today our expression of the week is cheap as chips. Now, cheap being not expensive.
Yes.
And chips being crisps.
Chips in English. Not the chips
not the chips in American.
No.
Okay, so we are talking about French fries in American, and of course, you and I both say chips.
Yes, that's correct.
Okay, so cheap as chips. What does that mean?
So it's when something is inexpensive or good value for money. Example, it doesn't look it, but our new sofa was cheap as chips.
Okay, our new sofa was cheap as chips.
Meaning it's good as well.
Yeah.
And it's cheap.
Okay, so good quality for the right price.
Chips are cheap and they taste good.
Uh-huh.
So I guess that's
so when you're hungry, you just eat a few chips.
That's right, yeah.
Okay, fantastic. So, Tim, what words are we going to hear today in today's talk?
We're going to hear famous.
Donc, célèbre.
Celebration.
So be careful, which is la fête.
Tastings.
Okay, les dégustations.
Fair.
Now be careful, because fair has two meanings. Something is just, something is équitable, or affaire as a noun, which means une foire, like the foire de Savoie, the fair of Savoy.
Cuttings.
Alors, cuttings, we know the literal meaning, which means to cut, or in this case, it's going to be la récolte. Donc, cuttings en étant le gérondif, la récolte, le nom.
Learn.
Apprendre.
Improve.
Améliorer.
Stroke.
Alors, same thing, listeners. We've got stroke, which is two words. Either the first one is where you stroke a cat, on caresse le chat, or the second one, the clock stroke or strikes 12 o'clock, lunchtime. So, en français, c'est le son de la cloche, l'horloge.
Within.
Dans.
Produced.
Fabriqué.
Finally fixed.
Now, fixed date, is that correct?
Yes.
So a fixed date, c'est un jour and you've réservé.
Oui, yes.
Okay, thank you. So, now, tell us about where you visited, Tim.
Okay, so I decided on Saturday to go to the most famous Les Sarmentelles, held in the town of Beaujeu. And that's pretty much the capital of the Beaujolais region.
Okay, so Le Sarmentel is the name of the festival, is it?
Yes, that's correct.
Okay, and that was in the town of Beaujeu. Mm-hmm. Wow. So where is Beaujeu?
Beaujeu is north of, it's about 50 minutes north of Lyon.
Okay.
The capital. It's the capital of the Beaujolais region, and it's not far from Mâcon.
Okay. And so I presume, I guess, you went to try the Beaujolais Nouveau.
Yes, that was one of the reasons, obviously, and also for the festival, for the atmosphere. The celebrations started there on Wednesday.
Okay, so it's not just a celebration of one day or 2 days. How many days is this celebration?
It's 4 days of entertainment.
4 days of entertainment. And what entertainment is there?
There's tastings, fairs, concerts, markets, dinner dances, guided tours, and children's shows.
Okay, so there is something for everyone at this festival. Mm-hmm. Okay, that sounds very good. Were there many people there?
It was busy, and there's obviously the whole village come out to help. The volunteers come out to help and welcome the visitors from all around.
Okay, so it's a festival that is organized by the village itself, with all the local people.
Yes, it is, yes.
Okay, that sounds just amazing. Mm-hmm, yeah. Okay, so did you drink a lot of Beaujolais Nouveau?
I had a few glasses, yes.
Of course. Now, you said the word Sarmentelles, is that right? Sarmentelles?
That's right, Sinead, Sarmentelle.
Okay, so explain to me, what is the Sarmentelles?
Well, it's... Sarmentelle is taken from the French word for cuttings, which we mentioned earlier, la récolte, and it's from the cuttings from the canes of grapevines.
Oh, the canes of grapevine, is that the...
Well, they call it saumon.
Okay.
So they must have added Sarmentelle. Saumon is the canes of grapevines. So.
Okay, fantastic. So... tell me about the celebration.
Well, in fact, we had booked in for this pop rock concert story evening, which started at 8 in the evening on the Saturday, and it was well attended. There's lots of people out drinking, and the music was good. There was a good program from Telephone to Halliday via Tina Turner.
Oh, Tina Turner.
Yeah, this is a good one.
It is indeed, because this year, unfortunately, Tina Turner left us.
Yes, unfortunately.
Yeah, and she was an amazing woman with rock and roll.
Yeah, for sure.
Roll it on.
She was wonderful. It was very. The theme was quite 80s or 70s theme. So the concert was
Oh yeah, so it was really an homage to Tina Turner. Okay.
And so before we continue, what did you get up to?
What did I do this weekend? Well, I was in Paris this weekend, in the capital city of Paris.
Okay. And why did you go to Paris?
Oh, well, there was a meeting, there was a big get together with the International Committee for Women, so it was an hour. Funny that you're talking about Tina Turner. Our music was based on Tina Turner too. We gave an homage to her.
Wonderful.
Yeah. So we were just a group of women from around the world who got together to organize what we call the FCEM, which is the Femme Chef d'Entreprise Mondiale.
Okay. And was the weather good for you there?
Well, we didn't really have time to visit. Unfortunately, we had a very big program and we had different conferences,
Sure.
etc. So it wasn't as exciting as your weekend where you were out rock and rolling and dancing. But it was nice. We got the opportunity to dance away as well in the evening. So that was nice.
Good. So you got your dancing shoes on.
Yeah, but we didn't drink Beaujolais Nouveau like you did. So tell me about the Beaujolais. Let's come back just to finish. Tell me about the Beaujolais Nouveau. What is the Beaujolais Nouveau?
It's a young red wine, very young red wine, only 6 to 8 weeks old. Mm-hmm. It's made from Gamay grapes.
So that's the cépage.
Yes.
The cépage is Gamay. Okay.
And it's all about the age actually. Because it's young. It's the taste of a young.
So
wine.
when you say young, is it this year's recolt? Is it this year's yield?
6 to 8 weeks from when they've picked it.
Okay, so it's 6 to 8 weeks from the moment that they have recolted, harvested the grapes, and transformed it, let it settle, and put it into wine.
Yes, and it's best consumed within the first year of being produced.
Oh, really?
Yes.
So it's a total special type of production.
Yes.
It's not a classical
It's
production.
not a wine you're going to keep in the cellar over time. And always funny enough, it's best served cool as well. Normally
cool,
as in
not
cold.
cold.
Yeah,
Okay,
well, cold, yes.
Ah,
So it's interesting. It's an acquired taste.
it's a required taste, yes. And I do think that what day is it on the fourth Thursday of
November?
November?
The 3rd.
On the 3rd,
yeah.
Which meant it's this Thursday then normally.
Well, it's only released at the stroke of midnight on the 3rd Thursday.
Ah, so that was last Thursday.
Yes.
Ah, I understand, the 18th.
Yes.
Okay, fantastic. So tell us anything else that we know about the Beaujolais that we might be interested with our listeners to know. What's interesting about the Beaujolais?
Well, the festivity began back in 1951.
Okay.
In 1967, it became an official release date.
So it became like a rendezvous.
Yes, it was fixed.
It was fixed, the date.
Again, what we mentioned in the vocabulary. And since 1988, Beaujolais, the village, has held Les Summentel. And since 2002, it became a 5-day festival covered by the national and international media and television.
Okay, so a fantastic reason to go and drink Beaujolais.
Yes, of course.
Because it has become an international. We hear about people in New York opening it. We hear about people over in China celebrating with their wine. Yeah, so it has become an international celebration. And
very much so, yes.
Yeah, and a mark. Okay, so tell us about a little quiz. Do we have a little quiz for our listeners today?
Yes, the 4 quick questions are far off. The first one, what's the name of the town which held the Summentel? Mm-hmm. How should you drink the Beaujolais, number 2?
Okay, how should you drink the Beaujolais?
Number 3, when did the first festival take place?
Did we say when the first festival took place?
Yes.
Okay.
You weren't listening to me.
No, I mustn't have been.
And number 4, when is the Beaujolais Nouveau released?
I remember that one. Mm-hmm. Well, listeners, once again, we have come to the end of our little conversation with Tim. Don't hesitate to find this script on Your English Weekly, which is on the website www.yourenglishweekly.com. And just before we finish, back to our expression. What was our expression again this week?
Cheap as chips.
Cheap as chips, Tim. Okay, which means?
Something that's tastes good, or something that's good and is cheap.
Okay. Well, listeners, that's all from us today. I hope you have learned some new vocabulary, and of course, you know where you can find us on Radio Grand Lac 92.1 on YouTube. FM, of course. You can meet Tim in person and talk to him about what he did this week at Your English Weekly or Your English Workshop at 8:30 to 9:30 on a Friday morning. I wish you all a wonderful week, and we'll be back with another conversation next week. But don't forget, listeners, tonight at 7:30, donc à 19h30, le 16e émission sur le cinéma avec Kevin et Guillaume. Donc ça se passe à 19h30 ce soir. Well, listeners, bye to you from us at you.
Your English Weekly. Your English Weekly. La chronique 100% en anglais de Radio Grand Lac avec Sinead.
Radio Grand Lac, votre radio.